Yo, what it do? It's your boy Street Coder Nate. We back at it again. So shoot, I really wanted to like tap in and continue writing more of the UI today, and honestly, we are, but like more of the UI gonna be generated, but like I just got like this message that someone like I gotta get going. So what I decided to do, because I was actually balancing between the two, trying to decide like what did I really want to do? Did I want to write more of the UI today, or did I want to do more of the back end? And because I just got this message, it's little like I'm gonna knock out some of this back end stuff. And so on the back end, basically, like I gotta show y'all what we doing right now. Basically, with this application, I gotta show y'all the application. But I pretty much got it pretty far. Like this morning, I just couldn't sleep last night, and so like I woke up this morning and I was just like, let's hop up on it, let's get it, let's get to it. And so that's what I ended up doing. I got to it this morning, and so let me just update y'all on like pretty much what I was knocking out, type shit. So you can go. Obviously, was working on the view page, and remember, this is what we had before. Like I updated the homepage to say homepage dashboard coming soon because it's gonna be a dashboard. That's gonna like it's gonna show all the data pertaining to like emails and clicks and stuff like that. And then we got our upload. The upload page work. We already did that yesterday. And then today, this is what I knocked out. You see, today I really went in and got to understanding streamlit.io, and it is an amazing program. Oh my gosh. So this we'll be able to view emails for my YouTube videos, and then I split all the YouTube videos up by their playlist title, type shit like that, and then you'll see like this. So I have this button that when you click it, it says view emails. And so that's what I was going to work on today is that when you click this button, view email, I wanted that email. I wanted pretty much, because this is what we just made right here. You could kind of see that. Like, let me bring this over here. You kind of see it like page title, source name, section name. I'm going to go here, page title, source name, section name. You see sources changes. And then these are the sections. They change as well. And we got over here, I just made a little dummy one to see what it'll look like for the podcast. But you got season 1, and then that's the section name and whatnot. And then you got your episodes and stuff. So it don't got hot out of nowhere. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. And then emails don't have anything. So basically now what I was going to do is either once I click on the view email, I was going to create this user interface right here for viewing the email. But now, like I said, I just got a little busy, and the thing is, it's going to just take me a second to think this shit out. So I'm like, okay, I could do that today, and I was going to because I thought I was going to be on here all night. But now instead, I'm going to go with my second plan, which was get the data from Anchor. So you see, I got the YouTube videos, but I don't have my Anchor podcast data. And then I can create some data for the Street Coders course. So this is going to be a little back end. And the reason it's going to be back end, even though it's going to show up on the front end, the reason it's back end is because I got to write some algorithms to go pull some data from all different type of sources and whatnot. So let's do that. Also, let me put in the chat. Let me pin this and put in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them as I compile my code. And pause it. We about to vibe out. I'm about to write this back end code now. All right, so like I said, we got all the YouTube data, as you can see, right? Oh shit, I've been trying to show y'all this, and it ain't even on the screen. All right, let me go ahead and put that on the screen real quick. Where is that? My bad, y'all. Thought it was on the screen. Rookie mistake. Boom. All right, cool. So basically what I'm showing y'all is that we already had the homepage down. I just changed the title so that y'all know that a dashboard will be coming soon. This dashboard is going to have all the data pertaining to how users interact with the emails and stuff. Then we got upload email. We did this part yesterday. This is where it accepts the CSV file. You see, you click browse. and it's only going to allow you to click a CSV file. Cool. And then now today, what we're going to do is view these emails. So remember, we write emails for my YouTube videos, we write emails for my podcast posts, and we write emails for my courses. And artificial intelligence is doing all of that. So when we come and look at this page right here, remember, this is the outline that I wanted to create. And so this is what I created from that outline. We got this like little breadcrumb thing right here. Let you switch over to the different tabs. And then on each tab, you'll see, like, once again, this is sectioned off each playlist. And these are the videos for that playlist. In this playlist, these are the videos for that playlist, this playlist, videos for that playlist, and so on and so forth. But now when we click this view email, what we need is this page to, show up. But we're not gonna do that today. What we're gonna do today is get the data for Anchor and probably even create some data for the Street Coder stuff real quick. Now the data for Anchor is gonna be real cool because I actually found some open source code that pretty much will scrape your entire Anchor podcast thing and bring back the data for you. So I'm like, bet, we finna go run that. And I actually ran the code and it works. So what I'm about to do is actually go ahead and copy that code over into my my shit, and then take that data, store it in a database like I did the YouTube data, and then we should be able to see that data presented out right here. So that's what we about to go ahead and do real quick, is write these backend functions for that. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm finna turn on some music, get the jig, and what is it? Throw the music on. It's gonna be a good one today. We're gonna write this backend stuff. Excuse my burp. All right, let's see. Playlist. We're gonna play some Detroit music. Damn, I got the hiccups like a bitch. All right, bet. Cool. Let's tap in. So basically, once again, we need Anchor Podcasts to pretty much look like this part. We need to show the title. We need to show the thumbnail and then the button. So that means we just need some data. Because the way that I wrote this, if you come down here, create tab page, I got these different tabs and I got that different data. Right here you see YouTube video data. But here I just passed in some basic data right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that up and then make this work. So once again, I said it was that Anchor API. That's what I was checking out. Nigga never. This is the API I was looking at. Do they actually got an official box or document or API? No, they don't. All right, so what we're gonna have to do is what I was doing the other day. There we go. I'm like, I know I looked it up. I should have bookmarked it down. It was on the GitHub repo. Good. Here we go. I think it came from here. No, we break dancing. Don't compare me to these niggas because they ain't having. When you see us in the club, know them heaters in the place. I can still kind of deal with it. Yeah. Let me look it up on my iPad. I know I had it on my iPad. All these niggas jealous of me, I can see it in their face. I just put up to the show to get the back end. I just popped the Percocet, I feel like Batman. I just hit your main bitch and her best friend. I got 500, bitch, give me a lap dance. I've been all over the world, bitch, I'm tapped in. Show you how to tap a brick. I'm like Jackson. I just paid $1,000 for some black pants. Got the there we go. All right, I found it. Let me send it to myself real quick. I swear, when I find me a good open source thing, I'll be like, bruh, you gotta save this shit. All right. So this is the open source code that's going to run the Python bot, or that's going to do the scraping for. It's going to scrape my my Anchor. And when I'm talking about Anchor, let me show you what I'm talking about. Anchor.fm/streetcoders. So this is my podcast page, and basically I want all the data for each podcast brought into my database. So I'm about to use this function to do this, or I'm going to use this this open source code to do this. So in order to use this code, all I gotta do is just make a request to basically here to this URL /path/RSS feed URL, and then it will give me all my data back, and the data will look like this. All right, so what IDE you recommend using for Python? So for Python, I'm going with I know some people, they fuck with Jupyter Notebooks heavy because the reason I say Jupyter Notebooks is because I do a lot of data science stuff now. Like I do a lot of machine learning, data, and all of this stuff, understanding data. So people like to see that in terms of like as they develop it. So they use Jupyter Notebooks so they can see their tables and their graphs and stuff. But for me though, I create user interfaces and stuff. So for me, like I'm like an old school coder, man. Like I love old school code. Like I just want to keep it basic and simple, but make it look nice and shit at the same time. So what I use is Visual Studio Code. Like it's a text editor, but at the same time, like it's an IDE because you know you can put breakpoints and shit up in here. You can run a debugger and all of that if you need to. But just bare bones, it's just like a place for you to be able to write your code, and then a place for you to also be able to run your code right here in the terminal. So it's real simple. It's real packaged up. I fuck with Visual Studio Code heavy. I know some people who do more data science stuff fuck with Jupyter Notebooks, but the thing about Visual Studio Code though is that they actually got a Jupyter Notebooks. They actually got a Jupyter Notebooks extension right here, and I actually got it installed. So basically, if you want to have Jupyter Notebook, you want your code, like you want your IDE to look like Jupyter Notebook while you're writing, you can use this this feature right here, which is real cool. But like I said, I do mine old school coding, man. Like I like just writing my code, walking through it, figuring out what's wrong and shit. I don't know, it'd be like a little too much in there. Yeah, you feel me? You feel me, Jamal? Like you really can't go wrong with Visual Studio Code, like on me. Like low key at Microsoft, it's kind of funny because they made Visual Studio Code. At Microsoft, you could use Visual Studio Code if you want to, but they usually be using Visual Studio 2019 and 2022 because they got a little bit more bells and whistles. That's what I was talking about. Like you got other programs that come with a bunch of bells and whistles and stuff. Now Visual Studio, the main Visual Studio, now that come with almost everything you need to program. Visual Studio Code is just like basically like you open up like really like you open up like text editor or something. Like basically this is what Visual Studio Code is. Like let me create a new one. And then literally, bro, like hello. Like you can go ahead and say print. And you say hello world. Literally like this. You can save this whole, and we're gonna save it as let's say hello example.i like that. And then where we're gonna save it at, let's save it on into the downloads real quick. Just save it into the downloads for real quick like that. Save, and it says you cannot use this document with the section.py at the end of the name required section.rf. All right, let me oh yeah, so it got rich format. Okay, so this one only looking like it's gonna let you do a .text file because it's not letting me switch the ends. But basically, see, you create a web page, but you can't create a, or that's trifling, with attachments, open, you know, bug it. But yeah, pretty much like this is what a text editor is. Like you just go ahead, you open it up, and then you write your text up in it, and then you can close it out, and then you can run your code. That's what Visual Studio is pretty much to me. Like it's just a text editor. It's just you write code in there, close it out, and then you can run that bitch anywhere. Yes, sir. All right, so now we're gonna write this back end code though. If y'all got questions, remember, let me know. I'm definitely willing to talk these questions out. You know how to fix code. I keep putting in my code and it deletes. Oh shit, that's new. Like basically, like you using Visual Studio Code and your code deleting. Like you like put me hip. Like basically, like you write something. Like for example, you'll write something like print. What up though? And then it like deletes. It don't stay here no more. Is that what you saying? Shadow Wolf. We'll figure that out as you respond. I just want to smash. I swear. Bust it open for a big dog, or I'm gonna drop this bitch off. Big harder than a brick wall. Ah, you still learning? Got you. All right, so like basically, like, are you saying you know how to fix code? I keep putting in my code and it deletes. So, you know what? I think basically what you might be doing is, are you like writing your code and then closing everything out, coming back to it later, and then trying to open it up and then it ain't there no more? Is that what you're talking about? This shuffle horrible. Reshuffle this hoe. There we go. Got my left wrist jigging, right wrist jigging. Like I said, so what we about to do is go ahead and write this code to pull this data. So basically, right now, this man already wrote this code, and he's trying to tell us like, if you want to use this program, all you need to do is make a get request to this URL. So that's what I'm gonna try to do real quick. So I love Visual Studio because you can go ahead and do something like this. Like you can test out REST stuff. So go like test.rest, and now I can go ahead and write literally get. I can write a get request to this URL. And low key, if I forgot how to use REST, which I low key did, you can come up over here, REST, and this is the REST client I got, and it'll show you how to use it real quick. Like that, there you go. So you say post and whatever you want to go, HTTP 1.1, HTTP 1.1, and basically I need to take this off. Let's see if they got that path, and then I can go ahead and send the request real quick. Boom, I got a 404. Shit ain't work. Why it didn't work? Let's see. But like you can send a request just like that. But let me see why that shit didn't work. The slash route should work. Let me see. Running off, boy, you just run into a casket. While we in the club, popping bottles by the casket, passing them out laughing. Reading the blood, seeing shrimp, talking expansion. Greeted with hoods from my kids outside the mansion. Selling the slugs from the coast, I barely taxed them. I just turn into rivals when you pass them. They got that slash rope. That should work. I want to see why that whole didn't work. Got my left rig jigging. See, it worked right here. I ain't work right here. Request URL is not found. This is spec one of my guys, nigga, we gon' slide. Real photo hole, 8, I need 3 more lines. Nigga, I shot last week, hit him 3 more times. I don't really trust shit. Something look weird right here. Like, why is this white? Let me see. It's supposed to be like yellow or something. Made her ass get out the car and now she hitchhiking. Niggas always gonna be broke cause y'all misguided. I just wrote a fire verse while she ignited. A lot of blocks in this car, nigga, we legit. I need my money by Monday. 56, there we go. Now it should work. There we go. 200, message, welcome to the API. That, so it works. The reason I need to make sure this works is because it needs, in order to actually use the real API, I need to do /path/ have to my RSS URL. So we go here, like that. And so I need to replace this with the path to my RSS URL. So let's do that real quick. Anchor. FM. Might get all this data from my podcast very quick. Watch. Let's see how we get it again. We gotta go here. We gotta go update settings. And we gotta go slide down. You know that RSS is somewhere on here. Bitch, I'm working some 2 extra 50 clicks in it. Like I broke a honey, got into a shit. Daddy had to choke my mama up. Listening to like I broke the ground. Nigga acting like you on Chris. They in the whole apartment with a roofer clip and a Glock. Then it broke the car. I heard some chucks fly up to the ground. When you in Miami, I can sell my PG. But I ain't Miami. Sometimes you tax me for the drink, but I love my grand. What the fuck is that RSS feed? But I ain't with the train, trying to power break it in reverse. I just slip my train, plugs in the door, one blood, you gotta kill like cabbage. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. It's that come down here. Boom. I don't know, we get the time with me. You know what I need. Hey. If you touch me, you gon' bleed. Big breaks, you know what I mean. Big breaks, you know what I need. People living this all love. People living this all good. Bitch, we good. We up. Want to do this for your son. That's on us. That's on good. See? Two times I'm saying. Drink up on me. That's a free vodka blast. Speak loud, I blast. We not go past it. Your chance, you had it. Ain't no hashing out shit. Ain't no kissing, no asses. But so while I should still won't miss the glasses. Won't miss you in traffic. Lean on my dashboard. Won't spill it, no splashing. Gorillas go grab it. My niggas is savage. My bitches is bad. You wish that you had one. I grew up the bad son. Getting kicked out of school. I get up in the classroom. Whole time on schedule. Last words go better. I made me better. Papa made his money. Didn't make me nothing. Mama drunk her drink. Beat me for her pain. Now I drink my drink. Make hoes for the cane. Don't show no love. Better show my name. They know my name. She can't rip. But I do know I have the RSS on the app, so you just grab it from the app. White bitch with me look just like Betty Boop. Let my nephew drive a Ford cause he wanted to. I take a water for the burst, I need more than 2. Smoking shortbread cookie, let her want to do. Let your bitch step the pill, say the mortgage due. Then put her on the corner, see the whore in you. She was more me than I wish she was more you. With a freaking tiny than the six, that's what this fucking do. I thought he was your best friend and then with the corn on you. Caught it with his bitch butt naked like a porno show. Touch me, you gon' bleed. Big breaks, you know what I mean. Big breaks, you know what I need. We pull up and it's all love. We pull up and it's all good. Bitch, we won. All right, I found it. So you can find it in the app under RSS distribution. Cool. So now I just gotta send it to myself real quick. Big gas beamer, big bands in my Bentley neck. Oh, give me 6. 550, 600, hundreds. I might end up seeing my messages real quick. It's all good. Hopefully it don't go over there screen. Oh, it didn't, thank God. All right. So this is the path that I need. Boom. And you see HTTPS anchor.fm/s. This number right here, podcast RSS feed. So let's see. Let's check this out. Let's see what comes back. Boom. We got a 200. So bet that means this shit works. All right, you take a look at it. We got data publishing. We got the description. So each one of these is a podcast. You got the description, episode 0. You go to link to the podcast, and then you got the title. It don't give me the damn. Yeah, it don't give me the what's the damn thing I'm looking for? It don't give me the thumbnail, so I probably just have to put like an anchor thumbnail or something on that hoe. But this is all the data that I need right here. So basically, the thing is now I can depend. So this code once again is open source, and he put this code on the server, so like you don't even gotta like download it to use it. Like you can just ping the damn server, and the server will bring the data back to you. That shit dope. But at the same time, it's like, bro, what if somebody end up taking this code down off the server? Like I don't want to be asked out type shit. So what I want to do is go through this code real quick, figure out what he did in this code, copy and paste the parts that I need into my code, and then therefore I always got this inside my code. I don't have to make no requests to some server. Now I can just have it right in my code. This is the best part about using open source. Like you use other people's code to speed up your development. I ain't gotta write all this shit. I have no idea what RSS feeds and like feed parser and shit is, but shit, I'm gonna go through it, get a quick mental note as to what's going on, and then go ahead and copy and paste the parts that I need into my code. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do real quick. So what I end up needing is, she don't want to let it go. All right. So what I need to do is go ahead and go back to my my scraper, and you see how we got the upload, or we got the YouTube video descriptions. So this gave us all the YouTube video detail stuff. So now I'm about to make a file for my anchor stuff. Anchor data.py. And so basically what this is going to do is go ahead and we don't need any of the Flask stuff. Remember, Flask is for the server. We're not making a server because we're using Streamlit, so we don't need that Flask stuff. Really, what would look like all we need is this feed, parser, and probably this stuff right here. So that's the main function that we're using. Remember, we hit this path right here. So we're using this main function. This is the function that is doing everything for us. So really, we just got to understand what's going on in this function, and we can go ahead and copy and paste that over. So first off, they create an RSS type shit. So basically, let me create this function called get. This is going to get anchor podcast data. For now, we're just gonna pass. Boom. All right, bet. So what we need over here, we need the feed parser. So basically, we got this RSS. We're gonna get some URL from here. Oh, the URL is basically the URL that I passed in. So actually, what I'm going to do is go ahead and say const. Oh wait, I don't need to say const thing. Let me JavaScript. We go URL RSS URL equals boom. So now we know it ain't gonna change. So we don't even gotta pass in like that RSS URL. So what we do is say RSS equals uh, feed parser dot parse RSS URL. Boom, just like that. Oh, actually, I'm gonna call this parser like that, like they did parser dot parse, and therefore we need to go ahead and import this real quick. Import parser. Yeah, we finesse it real quick. Look like I need to go ahead and install that one real quick. So we'll go stop the server, go to pip, install feed parser. Boom, boom, boom. Remember, we need to go ahead and pip freeze after we install something and put it into the requirements file. So we keep our requirements file updated. Boom, that's cool. So now I can use the feed parser right here, as you see. Boom. So we're gonna go ahead and do for iron range length parser that entities title equals title, titles out of pen, date equals date publish, yada. So this look like it's doing everything for us real quick. This is embed link, F link, embed link. Where is that at? Create embed link. So I'm gonna need that function as well. Let me go ahead and grab that. Can't be on it, but I get it in his own. What you want? Public face, you gotta see the floor. Talk to me. Playing with your really, so my wife won't take me serious. At a meeting with them legs crossed, hand on my chin. Trying to know she gave me a label deal for 10. On in, I won't drop the ball, I baby with. They be like trees, you send a bit. Buy red bitches, that's buy red bitches, that's a fan. It's a soft from the low. You running in the kitchen like it's gold. Trying to get it off, so I phone on the phone. I'm talking on the shit, get on my balls. The world drop the wall, talking about you transfeeding. Thinking about a soul when I'm playing this. Cause I had booze up before, was a change. Rap if I had that before, that one in. Push chick nigga, try me in the highest fucking seas. This nigga got to drop blood up and make it big. It's how I be finessing, This is the real Cody. Like, if anybody else taught you that you had to make this shit off the dome, they lied. Like, this is real coding right here. Finding other people code, making sure and fixing it up to work for the things that you need. Literally. All right, cool. Like, some of this shit I don't even understand, Heike. But I just know that it works already. So if I can rebuild it the way that it needs to be rebuilt, and I ain't got no errors, boom, I should be straight. So let's see what they do with the links. Getting content in correct order. After that, they basically just do this. Oh wait, we don't got to JSONify shit because I'm not sending shit. You can just return the results. All right, bet. That looked like it's supposed to work, so shit. Like now we can just test it out, see if it works. How we gonna test it out? Let's see. On the home page, what I'm gonna do on the home page, I just gonna add a quick little button on the home page right here. Right under here, I'm gonna have a button that say like generate data from Anchor or something, and see if it will do it real quick. Make sure that was the file name. I should did not put my damn button on there. I can do this shit with no effort. Oh, that's why. Shoes to the house, I took your bitch, took that all the time. Play my role so good after I hit, I took a ball. Make a pound for a pound, take your time, take it serious. Just curious, should I buy me a watch or an aquarium? Oh wait, no, it's because you down here. If you like that last base, bring some money, take some up. Wanna take them to the A, don't know what's right, I wanna take the country, wait 4 years. We take presidents every day, nigga, take me to the horse, not the club, bitch, the Porsche. All it took over my dick, I should be taking your report. If you take it for a hoe, I'ma take it to your porch. So we free to click me, it was clicked. But I didn't print the damn content out. Hold up. All right, so bet when I click this button, the result should be printed out right here over here. Let's see. Nothing get printed. Is it me and my tripping? Did I set that up right? Let's see. Why I ain't getting shit back? So let's see why I'm not getting anything back. Let's see first, so are we even hitting this function? So what we're gonna do is go ahead and do a print. Yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. Refresh the page, click. So that showed me right there. We actually not even running this function right now. I don't know why it's not working. So move button on click. I don't know why it's not working. It's all good. We do it like this. Let's go. We do it just like that. I was trying to tell you, bro, that is real code. That is swear it's real code. They lied to y'all. You ain't gotta come up with this shit off the top of your head. All right, bet. There we go. It worked. I don't know. I guess that other button wasn't working. I'm gonna have to go back and figure out why the movie button wasn't working. But yep. So getting anchor data, and then boom, we got it just like this. We got episode. It tells us what episode it is, and then it gives us the iframe link. And so, bet we could have relied on that rest, but now we took his code and put it into my program, and now I always got this code right here. Amazing. So one thing that I need to go ahead and do is it's called formatting the data. So like now that I got the data back, I need to format it and then put it into my database so that like when I come over here, it can automatically run without me having to change up any code up on the front end. All I need to do is go ahead and just format this data on the back end. All right, so now that I know I'm getting the data back, so this is going to get anchor data. Cool. Now we need to format that data. So def format data. Nope. All right, so what does our data look like real quick? I'm drinking raw acne. It came from dog packing. All right. So our data looks like this. Episode, iframe link, description, and title. Now I know it's gonna seem weird, but we're gonna change this to playlist name, or we're gonna change this to now my pocket's swollen. All right, actually I don't need episodes, so that's cool. I really don't need that. All I need is I need the title and I need the description. Right there. Basically, for this to show up, I need the title and then a link. But the link we're gonna use is basically that. Actually, you just use the anchor. We just use the podcast. All right. Download that. Yeah, that. We gonna call that podcast thumbnail. Hey, dog Rex got a whole lot of hoes. Got a shoe fetish and a whole lot of clothes. Club dog and office and a whole lot of bows. Slick like they came off a seat. Ride around the city with a stick on the seat. Move the wrong way, I'ma put you on the tee. A lot of dirty money, I'm just trying to clean it up. Looking like a snack, said she wanna eat me. Damn. You got pepper. He said, wrong email. That's the right email. But Friday, every day I get a paycheck. Every day I get a paycheck. About some money I ain't make yet. All right, so I put my pictures on Cloudinary because it's easier to just use shit. All right, bro. You ain't seen your bitch in months.
Are you in the mafia? Whatever you want to call it. Organized crime.
Friday, every day I get a paycheck. All right, cool.
RJ always tripping.
All right, bet. So that's gonna be the damn thing. So what we're gonna do is go through the data. We know it's a list. So I'm gonna do some wild shit real quick. All right, so we're gonna go through the data. So we got for podcasts, info, and data. Podcast info and data, we're gonna create an object, and that object is going to be, it's going to say no video title is different, but it's okay. This is just how I did the damn thing. And it's going to be podcast info title. And we also need thumbnail URL, but that URL is going to end up being this URL. And then we need the description. Still sipping act, please don't judge me. 566, that ain't hug me. And I give a fuck about all my bitch love me. Yeah, I put 20,000 on the fish game. So that should have built out a whole list for us. I was in Miami in the fish tank. Fuck around and crash a Rari right on Biscayne. Let's see if that works. You are, that's the Empire. What we're gonna do is go here. Spinning up the sunroof. Thank God the bag came. Then the bag came. And then the bag came. Because the bag came. All right, let's run that. You're sitting on their ass. Ooh, it didn't print nothing. All right. Shit, what happened? Oh, that's why. I returned it, but it didn't print. Thank God the bag came. Screaming up the sunroof. Thank God the bag came. But then my bag came. All right, bet. Let's see. I just want to make sure I got the right keys in it. Yup, so we got video title. Take control of your life now. And then we got thumbnail URL. Cool. Then we got video description. All right, one thing that I do want to do though, is because this data needs to be similar So now this is what that looks like. These are all the videos. Got you. These are all the videos. So then I actually don't want to return that just yet. So what I'm going to do is save that into a variable. I'm going to call this formatted podcast data, like that. I'll make that equal that. And then from the formatted podcast data, what I'm going to end up doing is making it look similar to the data in my database for YouTube data. So we're going to return, it's going to be an object. It's going to say playlist name, and this is going to say season 1. Yep. And then we're going to videos. Boom. Don't talk. Yeah, let's get it. All right, bet. Let's run it again. As a teenager. Bet. Here we go. We got playlists. Season 1. And the videos for that one. That's cool. Now, this needs to be a list so that just in case whenever I make season 2, it'll have its own videos array and all stuff like that. So one more time to format it. You just throw a list around this like that. And then when I create a new season, I can just append to this list and put the videos in there as well. That's how we're gonna do that. Well, actually, we don't gotta make it a list because when I put it into the database, I'm gonna put it in the list. All right, cool.
What up, energy nigga? It's Rio.
Just like that. And we're gonna change this real quick. Season.
Make a pussy nigga come reverse and lay out poppin'. My thing say you want a black dog, so I'm car shopping. You can pour 6 and thick red, you still car drop. I gave you boys black top and drop.
Run that shit over. I put a switch on it. I put a brake on it.
My little dog on section 8, I put the wick on it. They say I talk about the same shit.
That's all I wrote.
If you ain't blowing house, keep that shit, bro. Come on, I smoke. If you ain't spinning blues, keep your bread, bro. That's all I want. For 5 and things and they are pistols already tough. Making frozen saving cheese.
That's what I'm into.
My bitch got mad, told me to leave, but y'all spin too. Pop you in your shit and tie you up after I kill you. I'm finna rap this nigga, I need an instrumental. You trying to learn some street knowledge? I'm a mentor. Pop him in his knees to fight the nigga, he was 6'4". Your bitch put you out the crib again, what you pay rent for? I paid a bitch to fuck and she ain't call, I need to trigger more. Hey,
I got a drug problem 10 on me now. I'm at that Home Depot rug shopping. All right, bet. So it's gonna return this to me. So now what I need to go ahead and do is go to the database and upload this shit to my database.
Hey, that shit lame as hell. If you snitches still don't get your case, I hope you stay in jail. If this bitch I told you interrupted that shit.
So how do I do that? So we leave the scraper, we go to the database, and we got YouTube data. That's just that gets the YouTube data. So basically, I'm gonna create a function called upload data to database. Upload data.py. I'm gonna have to move some functions around too. So from scraper, import anchor data, and then we also need from entry. We're gonna import.
It's our year, nigga. Matter of fact, it's our world, nigga. So
from entry, we need the DB. Import database. Real quick, we can go ahead and say time like upload.
$30,000 for the plain Rolex. $20,000 in my right pocket. Still ain't
Data.
coming in, I don't drink more liquor. $3,500 on my outfit. Wear this shit once and I don't go back. Been ballin' and I'm still ballin', nigga. I ain't never got a post a throwback. We do Hellcats, not the scat packs. 100,000 in the Louis backpack. Hustlers on food, we take cat naps. She gon' fuck me for the cheese, that's a rat trap. All these niggas talk about his guns and how they drill shit. I'll be on that money shit, trying to get a meal shit. Trying to ride Billies with the matching on the heel shit. Pussy boy, when I ain't had no money, I was stealing bricks. Kill the parking lot, somebody caught a paramedics. I'm passing out cheese, tell that hoe don't miss her blessing. These niggas crazy, I don't think they get the message. When is he gon' ever fall off, nigga? Never. Niggas stalk my Instagram page and be mad at Rich. Say my number is bitch on any hat fit. I can turn 4 to 6 ounces, that's the magic trick. Probably can't relate to me if you ain't never had a brick. Motivate the ghetto, get a real niggas hope. About that money, it's whatever. All the
What up, Kevin?
niggas know
W.
we can get
I know what that means, but what up?
together, get your shit together. You don't like me, I feel the same. Bitch, let's get each other right through the hood, low key, or some exotic shit. 5 years ago, I
This is going to upload this data to the database.
Only thing these rap niggas did was suck a lot of dick. When you level up, you gotta move different. I be over niggas' heads, I gotta school niggas. I just cooked a half a chicken, give me 2 minutes. Let it dry, cause if you bag it while it's wet, it'll lose, nigga. All I got is money on my schedule, baby. All my bitches bad, I ain't regular, baby. V12 on the bench, this ain't a regular mistake. Shit, what else did you expect, boy? I came from the 80s, it's time to boss up. I don't hear these niggas tell them talk up. Bitches know it's money in the room when I walk up. Ain't no more lean in the city, we drunk it all up. When you see me with the coffee cups, it ain't Starbucks. The bag came in, now we break dancing. Boy, that's why the watch chitting and the chain dancing. 4 or 5 different drugs in the same cabinet. Don't compare me to these niggas cause they ain't having. When you see us in the club, know them heaters in the place. I can still kind of deal with a sheet over my face. Hit my line for them bottles, we the cheapest in the state. All these niggas jealous of me, I can see it in their face. I just put up to the show to get the back end. I just popped the perk and said I feel like Batman. I just hit your main bitch and her best friend. I got 500, bitch, give me a lap dance. I've been all over the world.
All right, man, let's see if this works.
Show you how to chop a brick, I'm like Jack Chan. I just paid $1,000 for some black pants. Got the utmost respect for the crackheads, nigga.
Don't use that.
Let the beat right out, Dave.
We gonna import or from database import YouTube data. We need upload data. All right. So then upload data. Dot.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. These niggas prayed on my downfall. On no 10, bitch, I stood tall. You did. Show these disloyal niggas how to ball. Go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal courtroom? Nigga, you ever went to trial and fought for your life? Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas to plug me. They act like they couldn't hear me. Look at me not dropping.
I might just have to make another function for that. All right, that's cool.
Keep the hoe from near me, Kilroy. Remember when I used to use your ills to hit the
Cool. So this gonna upload season 1 into something called podcast or Anchor Podcast. Put that into a table.
Any further questions, you can take that up with the lawyer. My nigga finger J Money.
Let's see if that should work. With no support and having paid lawyers coming in and out of court.
Hey, Wando. Hey, Theo, ain't it a blessing? You made it out Kentucky
Let's
after
check the
all that.
database real quick.
After the pre-trials, after the status, after the impact statements, after the council.
Hey, JR, nigga. You ain't a blessing.
We made it out of Lansing after all that heavy, that bitch, nigga.
After Michigan State, after holding on our man's 12 on the bands until the farmers throw a roll, bitch, but the money off the 6 mile.
Break mile, knock your eyes down, pick her up, knock her back down, pull her tracks out. Yes, I slap girl. Yes, I slap dog. Yes, I slap now. Yes, I slap.
So we got one for YouTube playlist. We're gonna call this one.
Kill me if I snitch, cause if you snitch, I'm gonna kill you. Spent a lot of time on the yard with them gorillas, stood tall. Did I let niggas
call that one Anchor Podcast Data. It's gonna come up right under email marketing. When we run this function, let's see. Get ahead of them niggas. Failed to upload Anchor Podcast to database. Scraper.anchor data has no attribute anchor podcast data. Scraper.anchor data.
Holla at me when they sober on parole. I'm a fella, you think I ain't got that blow? Yeah, you right, bro. Take his head off his fucking shoulder. You hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rodeo. What was our getaway car? Jag portfolio. You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sneak dissers. Whoever feeling hot, that AR got a heat sensor. Good said don't entertain them hungry niggas. I wish I would pay attention to these homeless niggas. Nigga, call my phone. I don't wanna do no song with niggas. They tell your bitch to tighten up before I bone with niggas. I don't know you niggas. Fuck wrong with niggas. Through these white buffs, I can see
Anchor data.
Free my nigga Perico, that boy be hooing niggas. Shoot the smile off your face.
Anchor
I don't joke with niggas.
podcast
I can't
data.
trust you with that strap if you ain't got no body. Well, I can't take you on no lick if you ain't rock nobody. You ain't no shooter, you can't do that shit without no molly. I came home and had the hoes wear the collar hard. 30 months ago, niggas ain't think that I was coming home. Shout out to the niggas free shit I've been coming on. Get them to the crib, bust them down, now bitch with the love.
It's SK, get this shaking like it's song wrong.
30 bands 2 times, watch this money come. The feds say my name, hot like when the oven on. Bitch, I came home to my little brother gone. Niggas say they looking for me, pull up in the Scuddy zone. Who said I'm a snitch?
You just heard a live from them.
Better check the black and white, that paperwork about for him. Zero tolerance.
All right, bet. See, that's why we got the exception handlers. Let us know what the hell went wrong. So now it should be printed right. I must have clicked the whole twice. Let's check the database. All right, got our Anchor podcast data. Boom. Season 1 was inserted. And then our video data right here. You see we got video title. We got the thumbnail, and then we got video description. Cool. So the purpose of doing that, now we got our data in the database. So now what we can go ahead and do is write another backend function real quick to pull this data. That's upload data. And we're gonna go ahead and create another one. We're gonna change gonna move some of the functions around into different files. But this one's gonna be get data. And what we'll do is pretty much the same thing as the YouTube data. Throwing up. And then we'll say dash. And we call this one get YouTube data. Get YouTube playlist. We'll call this one get Anchor data.
Damn job way this bitch now it's going up. Don't be talking about little blood on the 8 pulled up that other blue wood got a play. Man, little bitch trying to back my shit up. The bitch was acting dumb, so I smacked that bitch up. Nothing in her in the club, had to back that bitch up. Walked in the club, 10, 20, 30 racks on me, I'm rich as fuck. She whispered in my ear, she gon' give it up, give it up. I whispered in her ear, bitch, I'm 100 up, 100 up. Speed on shirt, 1-1. She turn around, twerking, smacking on her butt. She trying to take it off, said she burning up. Now nipples out, and she turning up.
What the hell am I reading right here?
Choppers out, real knuckle up. Yeah, I know the route, put them on a bus. Yeah, put them on the bus. She was just a bad bitch.
Turn her into a slut.
All I want was the bag, she just wanna fuck. We got choppers on the rifles like we hunt ducks. Yeah, I'm sipping acorn, this bitch getting drunk. And all that nigga know is
run it up.
We can have a conversation right 100 up.
All
All these
right,
bitches on my head, they hear I'm bumming up. Shirt off, you see the shred tatted on my stomach. Riding with this kill ticket, got 100 something. In the clip, hanging from me like a Cinnabon. Chopper bullets coming out, look like some midgets running. Left him on the shit bag when it hit his stomach. Pussy.
Laptop, bag, no computer, it's a Draco in it.
60 shots on the board, painted it.
I don't play with up because I don't play with niggas.
Hey, rats, why the fuck I make them niggas? Freestyle only run with the tapes, nigga.
And everything is heavy. Knock a nigga off his present.
Money made shit, I put slugs in his belly. Caught him talking on the telephone and left him on telly. My shooter said go, like he ain't here already. He hide the whole motherfucking chop in his belly. Shh. Bitch, I'm back home, fuck you, bro. Ain't face on
and I can't talk. I celebrate when I got caught. Maybe ain't too happy now they man's knocked off.
Any other man's knocked off.
Walk in the club, watch me turn up. Bitch on the stage, trying to fuck. And I got my XD tucked in. And I got my razor on. Bitch, don't get cut.
Accidentally ran the damn function again.
I ain't gonna lie, you getting robbed if you ain't gonna miss. Woke up on a rapper like,
Give it up, give it up. Out of open by the Kelly. All right. So basically, let me Jalen Ramsey. Fuck fancy. All right, bet. Went to go get my data. So let's see what this shit look like real quick. All right. ID, playlist name is season 1. You got videos. No, this need to be in the list. All right. Oh, it is in the list. Yeah, it's in the list. Right here, and then each one of these got the ID and playlist. All right, cool. So basically, I should be able to just pass this over to I'm in love with you, boo. Should be able to pass that right over to shit. Yep. All right, so now that goes and grab the data for me, get anchor data. So now I can come over to view emails. Import, get data. I'm lying and moving. So we got YouTube video data right there. We're gonna call this anchor podcast data. Boom. Like that. Then we'll come down here. We'll switch out tab data. I'm in love with you, boo. Pass in the anchor data. All right, y'all, let's see if it works. Everybody start getting data. Now you're a shooter. Yeah.
Don't let nobody know that the money in the flow. I got a 30 in the paw. Hundred songs in the city, they ain't booking up for shows. Yeah, it's time for us to go. Yeah, it's time to hit the road.
All right, boom, YouTube. All right, here we go. Boom, it popped up. Let's get it. Let's go. Take control. View emails. All right, cool. I wish I had the actual thumbnails. But shit, this is even hard. Like right there. Take control of your life now. Are you taking your future serious? You have a false perception of reality. Boom, we got it. And now we just need data for street coders, emails for street coder courses. But we got for the Anchor podcast, and we got for YouTube. See, I built out the UI one time and using logic. All I have to do is just format the data in a certain way, and boom, it comes out like that. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead, push this code up to GitHub, and then we'll go ahead and relax a little bit. I'm gonna fuck your friend, get status. That's why I always do a get status real quick. I do not need this file. That was just for testing purposes. Cool. Oh, you see, test out rest ain't there no more. And I modified those files and created these new ones, so that's cool. I had to put them rose bottles down. I'm lazy in the street. Data for. Walk before you run. Bro, we is making it. Look at this shit. This shit's sexy. And this is all streamlit. This shit is all streamlit. A lot behind bars. Just know I'm a ball for y'all. I ain't got time to waste. All right, bet. So let me go ahead and show y'all what we knocked out. Got bills to pay. This shit real out here. I'm from Motor City, bitch. You get killed out here. All right, let me remove that button too, actually. That button was for testing purposes for me. Boom. Refresh the page. Button gone. Cool. All right, so basically this is where we built. We went to the views. We seen that the YouTube playlist videos are here. Still, when you click on view email, it ain't doing nothing right now, but we're going to get to that tomorrow. Now, Anchor podcast kind of looked like this. There wasn't nothing there. But what we did in this section is went and got the Anchor data, and now it's showing on here. So when we click view email, it will also do some pop-ups for us as well. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, we got pretty far. Like, but also I want to make y'all realize something. Like, we stole this code. Like, this Anchor data, we stole that. Like, right off of GitHub. Like, y'all saw me. I didn't write none of this code. I mean, down here for formatting it, I had to format the code or format the data. But really, I took all of this from that GitHub repo. Where's that GitHub repo at? Yeah, I took all of this from that GitHub repo and I used it in my code. This is real life coding, like dead ass real life coding. So like, this is something big I wanted y'all to pay attention to, is how to use open source, how to go look at different people code online, test it out, use it, and then go ahead and put it into your own application. That code right there, like this is pretty significant right here. And like I said, I have no idea what he was doing here. All I know is that it gets my data for me, and that's cool. Now I might need to understand this one day, but for now, like I said, I just need my data. So that's that. That was big, like that. And then we got the data, and then y'all saw that we was up in the database. After we left the scraper, we went into the database, and the database is significant because we was uploading data. Or we got our upload data function, and then we also got our get data function. So the upload data is going to take the data from Anchor, all that data on Anchor from my podcast, is store it, or it's going to upload data is going to take that data from the podcast, format it, and then store it into the Mongo database. And then get data is going to pull that data back so that we can go ahead and show it right here. A little convoluted, but we only got to upload the data once. But now we can always pull that data. And next, tomorrow, we're probably going to do something for Street Coders data. But as y'all see, we really don't got to do anything. All we got to do is just go get some data, format it in the correct way, and then it will show up here because I already wrote the code to make sure that it does it. So what we're going to focus on tomorrow is that when I click this view emails, it's supposed to say emails with an S. When I click this other page is supposed to pop up right here. So where you'll see the title, the description of the video, the thumbnail, and then you'll see the generated emails. And if no emails has been generated yet, then you'll see title, description, then generated emails. It has some text like the emails haven't been generated yet. Like click the button to generate emails, and then boom, you can go ahead and generate emails like that. And then we'll be able to view those emails. We'll be able to click on an email, and when we click on the email, it's going to take us to this page where it shows the title, the description of the video, but then it gives us the email breakdown. So the words, the pictures is going to add, and then some more words, and then stuff like that. So we really almost done to being almost there to being complete. These pages tomorrow is what we on. Y'all got any questions or anything? Let me know. But shoot, we're pretty much done with it. We're going to push this code up. Hey, bring up a line. That was pretty much it right there. That was a good little live stream. How much was it? Hour 16 minutes. We got a lot of coding done. I'm finna roll. If y'all got any questions, we on the smoke break. Deciding if I want to continue to the next part or not, or say fuck it till tomorrow. Let's see. It's already 8:41. Kind of already late to the engagement I gotta go to. We're still finna roll that blunt though. And we got Molly and our lemonade. Dope all in the refrigerator. I need up my homeboy real quick. Nigga was hitting me. See what that nigga talking about. Yeah, so this is just the fun part of this live stream. Y'all got any questions or anything? Hit me up. Let me know. Drop them in the chat. We got the coding part done. See if my homeboy gonna answer. If he don't, shit, we back to the trap music. Damn, I wrote this blunt. I don't know if y'all just seen me. My homie, the plug today. We fucking with the shit. Yesterday we was on some gelato. Today this is runts. I fuck with the runts heavy. Like heavy. Man, do y'all be getting hit up by recruiters, man? Google and Amazon, them niggas don't be playing. Them niggas be trying to recruit heavy. I can get you drop that on cost, man. Jelani. I'm my homeboy Jelani. Oh no, that's another Jelani. I'm like, Percy, over here. Or GP. Love Balenciagas. I got all the flavors.
Got a bitch, she got ass and titties. All that blue flaming with the match shit. Head so good, I almost crashed the Bentley. But my girlfriend let her smash it. Pegs pimping like I'm teething and shit. I don't got no friends, I be scheming and shit. Pull up to my show, a bunch of demons and shit. This bitch out like she ain't fucking, just be teasing and shit.
I don't trick, but I buy an ounce of weed for a bitch. Out of town, doing shows in Muskegon with stick. I'm horny, feeling like R. Kelly. I might pee on a bitch. Buy half a brick of soft and put my feet on the shit. How you are? Ghetto boys, that's $1 million in jury. Hands cramping, trying to count $250,000 in 20s. Nappy head bitch, what you want, some zillions or something? I ain't gonna stop hustling until I make $1 billion or something.
Bitch, I'm with the mom like I'm Sicilian or something. This hoe told me to bust in her, she
You
want
want children or something?
Yeah, shooter got no sense, he been done killed you for nothing. This bitch freaky and a stuffer, put some pills in her onion. Love Balenciagas, I got all the flavors. 100 round my trunk look like an alternator. 50 in my pocket, blood all this evening. I do shows at K-Roll Place, yeah, I want all the paper.
Welcome to the channel. We use a smoke break type shit. We just coded the back end, some database logic. Tap in with the live stream. We treat our the review of the live stream later. Got any questions, you can drop them in the chat, but it's smoke break type time. I hope y'all got some questions or something you want to ask. See a few of y'all up in here. Shoot. It's the code, man. We really got far today. I'm so excited. Honestly, I want to keep going. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I want to keep going. I told this person I'll pull up, go grab some food real quick. And at the same time, I'm like, shit. I love coding, man. I'm so close to getting this bot done. Like, really, the next thing is to view email done. Like, that's the part that's really gonna connect the GPT logic. Because remember, we already wrote the AI part. Like, we already wrote the generate emails part with artificial intelligence. Like, we already did that shit. Now we needed the data and we needed to present it on the front end. Now we can go back and finally connect that artificial intelligence part to all of this. Creating full stack applications is a fucking lot. I ain't gonna lie. But it gave me an idea today about a little business idea I can go with for teaching people. Like, y'all see it come out soon. But yeah, full stack applications and whatnot. About to be something really cool that we guys probably gonna fuck with heavy. They ain't gonna get the wood though. Yes, sir. Oh, my nigga Torrance, what up, G? What up, dog? Long time no see shit. Like, it was Saturday. Yo, Torrance, how you oh shit, I forgot that this shit. Yo, Torrance, how you how your progress coming along, bro? You still killing it? You still working? You still up on here? Hey, the wine choice of today, I was up in Kroger and I seen this strawberry hibiscus rosé. Still working, bro? This shit here, y'all. Hey, bro, don't give up, man. You close, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, that nutrition little thing you made, bro. I'm trying to tell you, not many niggas can make that shit in Python or in CSS and HTML, bro. You own, man. And next, bro, I don't know if you already tapped in with JavaScript, but that's the next place to get, bro. Like JavaScript, that's the real coding right there. But you definitely got that HTML, CSS shit down in my eyes. Trying to start applying by November. Oh, nigga, like, oh yeah, you're good. What is it? July 7th. We about to be at 8 because of August. November is 11. 3 months. Yeah, nigga, that's enough time, bro. Definitely a lot of fucking time to get you right by December. Yeah, bro, you got to get her, Torrance? That's a good question, Jamal. Just made a profile the other day. Hey, bro, you gotta start somewhere, bro. Shit, let me pull up my GitHub real quick so you can see this shit. I mean, now it's smooth, but like before, when I was a student in college and shit, bro, I had like maybe 1 or 2 of these right here, and I look over at some of my friends like, damn, how you got so many damn projects and shit on your shit? But man, as you developing, if the project just 50 lines of code, bro, just push that shit to GitHub. Just keep pushing it, bro. That's what I learned how to do, man. I just kept pushing shit, and now this bitch like full of just different projects. I literally pushed almost everything, bro. I wish I would have pushed more shit, honestly, because now I'm trying to go back and get some of the stuff that I used to do in college, and I ain't got it because I ain't pushed it to GitHub. So yeah, bro. One of the things I always say, push to GitHub. Like shit, you see it over here. Like I'm always pushing to GitHub. Where's that? Right there. I'm pushing to GitHub. It's a good place to store your code. Just really think of it like Google Drive for your code, for real. Like anytime you gotta come back to it, like definitely fuck with GitHub. Like I said, I'm rolling this blunt. It's break time. I don't know. I might say I'm rolling this blunt because girl, I'm about to
form my bars like a car band brakes. They don't stop at all. Door drop the top on this whip. I knocked his top off. Brand new 308. The bullets looking like some hot dog. Nigga put a gun out on me.
That wasn't smart at all.
Knocked his ass out before we got the letter shot.
How do you push? How do you push it? Just copy and paste to GitHub. Bro, I give you a quick little overview of like how to use Git. Actually, I think a lot of people kind of like a lot of people don't realize that like Git and GitHub are. I keep thinking the damn camera up there. A lot of people don't realize that Git and GitHub are two different things. Git is like a program, like you come over here, like you click on the messages app is a pro. Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, you can. If you come down over there, let me move myself. Can I do it? Oh, wrong thing. All right, so if you come over here and you click on one of these apps down here, you click on one of those apps down there, you'll see that like this is a program. Notes app, that's a program. Messages, that's a program. Now, Git is a program, meaning that like if it had an icon, you could double click it and open it up and work inside of Git. GitHub is different. GitHub is a website. GitHub is like Google Cloud for your code. It's like Google Drive for your code. You put your code on GitHub. Now, the reason it's called Git and GitHub, like they're two different things, but they're connected. So Git is this thing called version control. It's this thing called come to the coding while black meetup tomorrow. Oh yeah, bro, I already signed up for it. I'm gonna be coding while black. I'm like, bet. I meet a whole bunch of people. Honestly, I'm trying to meet some chicks that code too, bro. I'm hoping some chicks out there who be coding. That's one of my main reasons why I go to these meetups. To one, to get my name out, and then two, to like shit. Like I'm trying to meet some black women who code, bro. Like I don't know, but that's like the dream come true to mess with a black woman who know how to code. That can put me on some shit for real. But yeah, I'm on that. I'm gonna be there tomorrow, bro. But yeah. So Git is version control. So what is version control? Like as you are creating your application, I can kind of show you. Like you can see the different versions on GitHub. That's the fucked up part about like what I'm trying to say. All right. So if we come over here, you'll see like I made a push 17 seconds ago or 17 minutes ago. So I come over here, and basically, you on the right hand side, you see on this side, you see all the updates that I made to this file, to this home.py file. I just pushed some code. These are all the updates that I just made. Everything you see green is what I made the updates on. And so red, you'll see like that's still an update. I deleted some stuff. Now the thing is, like it's comparing, like GitHub right now is comparing the version on the right side to the version on the left side. The version on the left side was the previous version. Every single time you do a Git commit, you're creating a version of your code, and then you just store it somewhere, and then you write code some more, and then you can do another commit and it'll create another version. So you have all these versions of your code, but it's all stored into just one repository. Now the thing about this is like you can go back to previous versions. So say you like wrote some code, you were satisfied with it, created that commit, created that version, cool. And you continue writing code, but then you broke a whole bunch of shit and you're just like, damn, I wish I could go back to that one point where everything worked well. Well, that's what the version is about. Like you can version control. That's what Git does. You control the version of the app that you're working on, or the code that you're working on. So like you can go back in time, go back to that previous version, and then go a whole different route. You can create a new branch. This is what branching is about. So you go back in time to that version, and instead of like following the code that you just did and creating some buggy code, you go another route, and you try it out that route. You create a new branch, you try it out like that. If it worked, cool, create the version, move on. If it don't work, all right, bet that branch or that version didn't work. Okay, we can throw this branch away, go back to the previous version where it did work at, and then shit, my bad. 1 second. Go back to the previous version that it was working on, and then but you go back to the previous version that it was working on, and continue going from there. Like writing more code, create another branch, or write more code. So that's what Git does. That's the point of Git. Git allows you to create all these different versions of your code, store it into one repository, and then switch between the versions. Most people don't use Git like that. Like they just don't. They don't even realize that Git has that capability. Now that like you understand Git, there was this company called GitHub that was like, yo, you can store all your versions on our system in the cloud. So yeah, you're writing your code on your computer, you got all these different versions, and you can go to different versions on your computer. But what if your computer like get fried? Now you don't got access to shit, the code or the versions. So what GitHub does, it allows you to push your code up to a cloud, and it saves your code. But not only does it save your code, it also saves the different versions of your code, so you can flip through multiple versions of your code. I'm trying to low-key find if I can find all the different versions of my code. It's like commits right here. I can't see my own commits. Bro, that's trifling. Anyway, you're supposed to be able to like see your own commits, but apparently they're talking about upgrade the damn thing. Maybe I'm tripping. I can't see my own commits. That's trifling. I don't know. But before all that shit was free, and now they like charging niggas. But should be able to see. There should be a little workaround to see where your commits at. This is specific commit right here. All right. They give me a commit number, but they don't give me all the other commits. But yeah, pretty much like GitHub is going to store your code, and it's going to store all those versions. So your computer get fried, that's cool. All you need to do now is go get another computer, do a git pull, and boom. Or connect to the GitHub repository your code at, and do a git pull, and now you got your code right on your system, and you got all the different versions on your system. So that's the point of like Git and GitHub that most people don't even realize like it's supposed to be used for. Hey Jamal, you up in Atlanta? Jamal, you in Atlanta? Bro, I swear it's the wave, man. Where on GitHub can you view the results of the code you wrote? Yeah, that's the thing, bro. You can't. So GitHub not gonna run your code for you. GitHub is just gonna store your code. So you asked a really good question, man. So there's running your code, there's deploying your code, there's writing your code, there's storing your code. GitHub is just for you to store the code in the cloud. Now, for you to run it, you're going to have to put it onto some server and install the packages that you need to install, and then you can run it on the server. But most times, people run their code locally as they develop it. That's what you see over here. You see me like running my code. This is like local. That's why I say local host up here. But when I deploy it, I'm actually going to get a website name, and then everything going to work like that. Anybody can reach it. But yeah, GitHub does not run your code for you. What up, fam? Is that how you pronounce it? Finobi or Finoble? 7HE Noble 1? I don't know. All these names. I ain't the best with names. Y'all should have heard me in college, dog. When I was teaching computer security at Michigan, there was so many Asian names. It was ridiculous. And I was just like, and I had to take attendance. And I'd be like, Shonyon, Sheen. I'll just fuck with everybody's name, but I let them know. I'm like, look, I ain't no I ain't no English major. I don't know how I speak. I speak Ebonics. Like my students love me though. Like they used to think I was funny and informational. But like real talk, I did not know how to pronounce nobody's fucking name. That was one thing I wanted to work on though, is being more cultured. Like, because people actually fuck with you when you know how to pronounce their name. It's good film. The noble one. All right, bet. And you show support too. So I want you show support. So I want to be able to like know your name. So when you pop up, the noble one type shit, I could be able to say it the right way. I fuck with it. Good question, bro. So it really depends. Are you talking about a web project, or Torrance? Torrance asked like if you want to do a project, where do you write the code and see the function? It's a good question. Yes, bro. Yes, Jamal, bro. I lived up in Michigan and I lived in Dallas, man. And I kept seeing all like the black tech shit going on in Atlanta, bro. They got a conference coming up in August for free, man, that I just signed up for. I'm excited to see that. It's a whole bunch of black techies coming and shit and talking and whatnot. Yeah, bro. Atlanta got it. It's like they call it the Black Tech Club over here. All right, bet. So the reason I asked Torrance is because like you can make an app. 1 second, let me roll this bitch real quick and then I'll answer your question. Plugged in. My daughter likes steak. She ain't never had no McDonald's. For conferences, I'm gonna send it to you. It's actually a free conference too. Yeah, you probably fuck with it. It's gonna be a whole bunch of black people who code. The community got over, I want to say 6,000 people or 60,000 people in the community right now, and it's international. I think the community started out in Canada, and they reached over here. So a lot of the black people that you're gonna talk to there, they got these accents. It's kind of funny. They speak like they're from Great Britain and shit. Let me finish rolling this. I'll answer your question real quick. Is that booking a flight? Let me see. I could drop this chat for y'all too. Down there on Facebook. Put a lot of ice in the cup, pour 8 on it. Drinking foes of wok every day, putting weight on it. Oh, we was talking about a gun mindset. Good question. The noble one. I'm gonna give it your answers real quick too. Like I'm almost done rolling that bitch. My ex told me, she said, bro, you take forever to fucking roll weed. But my thing is like, it's nostalgic for me. I like to roll weed, take my time. It remind me of when I first started smoking. Everybody was talking shit up in the frat. And you'd be like, damn, the blunt ain't done yet. You'd be like, bro, I'm almost done. I started smoking when I was in college, my senior year. When I got my full-time job offer, they called me, Citibank. I was like, yo, you want to work for us full-time? We'll give you $85,000 and a $10K sign-on bonus. And I was like, if I work for y'all, I don't want to be out in Florida like I was in my internship. I want to be in Dallas. It was like, that's it, nigga? I'm like, yeah, just put me in Dallas, everything's smooth. And it was like, bet. And so a few weeks later, we were driving to the D, some of my frat brothers, to go to this little alpha convention that tell us not to haze people. You know, that shit illegal. And so I was like, we have to go to that shit every fucking year. I crossed when I was a freshman. So I'm a senior. At this time, and I'm just like, I am not trying to be at this. I don't been to how many damn sessions that say don't fucking pledge. I understand you don't pledge, niggas. I got it. So my frat brothers was in the car and them niggas was rolling up, and I'm like, usually I don't let niggas roll up in my car. I don't even let niggas smoke in my car. But I'm like, you know what? That day I was feeling a little different. I'm like, go ahead. And next thing you know, they started smoking it. I ain't say nothing. Like, didn't even let the windows down. Like, shit, niggas was in that bitch on 96, I-96, heading to the D, hot boxing. Granted, I ain't get the blunt yet. They passed the blunt back to me, or they passed the blunt to me for the first time, and I looked at it like, I don't know what to do with this hoe. And my brother was like, hey, you gonna hit that bitch, Nate? And I said, you know what? I got a full-time job offer. I'm good. I'm a senior. All my classes is about to be done. Let me hit this up. That's when I started smoking and shit. But yeah, I used to always be scared. Like my main thing in life was to make sure that I got a job that paid very well when I graduated from college. Because like I just struggled too much in life, and I'm like I would rather be dead to continue struggling like this. So I stayed away from a lot of shit. All right, let me answer these questions though. I see y'all answering the questions already. All right, so web apps, anything. All right, so for a web application, when you want to run your web app, really it's not that complicated. Like as long as you got an HTML file, the web app is gonna come through the HTML file. So like I can show you real quick, actually till I can go ahead and pull my Finder up. Actually, let me create a terminal. You don't really need much to run a web app. So ls hold on, bond. All right, bet. So in this, I'm gonna create this index.html file. And then I'm gonna open it up in Visual Code real quick. Oh, you got a Chromebook, bet. All right, so basically, if you in Visual Studio Code, bro, and you got your HTML file like right here, real quick, you got your HTML file like that. Boom. This is basically what the HTML look like. It's just a basic HTML. We're gonna say H1. We're gonna say what up, though. We're gonna say that. So how would I run this file? Like I want to see my shit show up in the browser. Like how would I run this file? Well, easy way to do it, you can either come up here and you go right click. What I do sometimes, I do like reveal and explore. So basically, like if you go to your Finder type shit or you go to your file explorer, it'll show you this HTML file right here, and you see it's in my practice directory. So I click it, and just from double clicking it, it's automatically gonna run your HTML. Like if you got a file titled HTML, you double click it, it's automatically gonna run in the browser. And now if you connect some CSS to it, let's say you write in CSS as well. So, add your link, CSS, and styles.css. Now you just linked your style.css. So if we come back here and we rerun it, none out the ordinary look bad. But if we come back and we come over to the sources, or not sources, we come over to the network, where the network at. Refresh. There we go. You'll see down here it says, let me see if I can. You see down here it says users or file not found, not allowed to load local resources. And it tried to load this style.css, but it couldn't find it. So basically, I need that file created. So if I now go like here, style.css, I save it. Right. Oops, and do it right there. And now when I come over here, I refresh the page, you see that error go away. So your HTML, like all you got to do is just get you an index, like an entry point. That index.html is the entry point. And when you double click on that, everything that's connected to that file, whether it's JavaScript, CSS, or another HTML document, will load automatically. So you ain't even got to worry about like doing anything else. Let me see. So I got Chrome. I'm tripping because I know exactly what you're saying, LOL, but what did you write that code in, and how do I access it in Chromebook? All right, so I wrote this code up in Visual Studio Code. This Visual Studio Code right here. And like, what do you use to code? Do you use Visual Studio Code or do you use a different text editor? So this is what it's called. It's called a text editor because basically what you're doing is writing text. You're writing text and then you're editing it too. So it's called a text editor, and it just comes on with these different bells and whistles that make the color blue and yellow, and you can change all of that shit too. You can change the different colors, but really all it is just a text editor to let you write text and then understand code. Yeah, so using free code camp, was they making you use like a specific text editor while you was writing your code? Or was it like online they had their own little text editor where they told you to type the shit out and then it ran it for you? Was it like that? Okay. Hood, where you want to go? I love my city. Police got behind me in my 616. I'm a survivalist. My granny called me with some work. Read me a Bible script. Exactly, bro. That's your first tool that you need as a coder. Well, first you need a computer, and then next you need you a text editor so that you can write your code in. And let me show you some shit. You know, most computers, but you say you got a Chromebook. Yep. So they ran it inside their website. So you don't really understand how the whole development going around. But pretty much, man, there's this thing called Vim. Like this, Vim, and if I take index.html, this is a text editor right here. Like I can edit text right up in here, and it will show up. See, let me show you. What is it? I think it's Shift I, and then I can edit this text real quick. What up, though? Let me say torrents like that, and then I can go ahead and save it. It don't really matter where you write your code at, bro. So if I come over here now, I refresh it. What up, though, torrents? So I can write the code like you just saw. I wrote it up in Vim right here. I can write it literally in the terminal, and as you see, this is just all white. Like it don't really do nothing. Or I can come over here, and you seen that it updated as well. I can write it up in here. It don't really matter where I write it at, as long as I am running the file that I'm writing the code in. But most people like writing their code up in like a Visual Studio Code text editor because once again it give you the colors and shit. This one is a little, it'll give you the colors, automatically tab for you and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a text editor right up inside the terminal right there. So that's how you pretty much like take the create your files and then you run them by double clicking on the index.html file. All right, and then that boy, the noble one said we'll be graduating Flatiron School. I heard that was pretty good. Flatiron, I don't know how to pronounce it. What projects do you recommend me doing to catch the eye? Also, we'll be grinding that LeetCode Premium. Yeah, bro, do that LeetCode Premium. How's your experience at? Okay, that's the mall. Yeah, I low-key want to know about how your experience was too. I heard about that place. But yeah, so projects that will catch someone's eye. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Do not be basic. Like the calculator, yeah, it's gonna catch somebody's eye. The note app, yeah, those are, I don't even say catch somebody's eye. Those are good places to start getting your mind wrapped around. But the real applications, the real things that's gonna catch the recruiter's eyes is building things that you actually use. You sit and think about a problem in your life and you're like, ooh, I could use some code that actually do this. Man, there are tutorials out here who will literally show you how to do that, what you need to do, and you just tweak it for the data that you got or for the info that you want to show. And then boom, you created it and then you actually use it and it worked. Now that sticks out to recruiters because now you got a project that you can actually talk about. You could talk about the pain point, like, yeah, man, like without this project, I had to do this. It used to take me hours to do that. I had to, do that. But now that I wrote this code, and I wrote this code using Python, and I use these different APIs, and I connect to a database, all types of shit. You just start talking. You say, now that I have this software created that I created, I use it all the time, and it has sped up my life in this terms and in that terms. Like they want to see that you actually understand the practicality of coding. That not that you just know how to code, but that you understand like why we code. We code to create different little packages that make our life easier for people who use computers and shit. So I say, man, just start like coding, man. Just like code, just start looking around your life and seeing like what would you need. For an example, man, I'm creating this email marketing bot. Reason I'm creating it is because when I was first like doing my entrepreneurial stuff, I realized I needed a whole marketer, but I don't got the money for a marketer. So what can I do? I study what marketers do. I studied it. And then I turned that into an algorithm. I turned it into a process that I could follow. Boom, boom, boom. Then I turned it into an algorithm that the computer can follow. Boom, boom, boom. And now what we're doing is building up that algorithm that I built for my email marketing, but it's going to act just like a regular email marketer. They're not even going to tell the difference. And so when you a project like that, it stick out to a recruiter because it's like, oh shit, like you're connecting automations, you're connecting AI, but then you also like connecting like email marketing. You taking something from the real world and you created an algorithm for something from the real world that was a pain to you. That's what's gonna stick out to the recruiters every single time. Every single time. How you doing, my friend? Or how you doing, my friend? Don't forget that each channel that you start with also has an activation. Each activation will set you to a new set of program, which is called the root. Thank you, young man. Yeah, Sherry, you're right. I appreciate that knowledge. Now, that's a great point because like operating systems do make it a little bit more difficult to code or make it a little bit more easy to code. One of the main operating systems that I started with, like, because niggas was broke growing up. I had a Windows machine, and when I got to college, like I started coding on my Windows machine and shit, and that was cool. But more people had Macs and stuff, so I started doing research about these different operating systems, and I realized that Mac was real cool. So I moved over to Mac. Started learning the Mac and coding on the Mac, and I really fuck with coding on the Mac. Like y'all see me, like y'all see my whole setup right here. So it's on Mac. Like I got the damn trackpad, Apple thing, like the iPad, the Mac. Like I got all the shit. Like it's like because I fuck with Apple. But another thing that I do fuck with is Linux. Like Linux is amazing. But the thing about Linux is like bare bones Apple, because Apple is actually like Linux, but with all these like bells and whistles on top. So that's why it's really dope to code on Mac, because Mac is built off of the same things that Linux is code that's built off, and Linux is built for coders. So Mac just adds more little prettiness to it. So like that's why I fuck with Mac so heavy. But like at the same time, I also used Linux for about a year and a half when I was in college to learn how to code with Linux. And I ain't gonna lie, I fucked with coding with Linux because like all the packages and stuff, you just boom, boom, boom. I need a package. Go ahead, sudo apt get the package. Boom, you got it. You running it, and then it helped like using Linux also helped me understand what was going on behind the scenes type shit with the computers. Linux was one of the first programs. It started with C, then C++, but everybody forgot it. In 1963, there was no code. You wrote your own code. Started with the Mercury project. Thank you, IBM. Okay, so you're saying that Linux was like one of the first type of operating systems, right? Wait, but what about BASIC was a language. You're right. Maybe Linux was one of the. What about Windows? Windows didn't come out before Linux. I don't know if that's a good question. I could literally Google that real quick. Linux. Man, no. I'm gonna spell that like the Linux. Damn, Linux. Damn, I know that's not how you spell Linux. There you go, Linux. Versus Windows. Inception date. Creation date. I just asked that question so weird. When was Linux created? And was I'm the GOAT. Linux was created by a Finnish guy in 1991, or it was launched much later than Windows in 1991. Okay, so yeah, Linux, yeah. But you're saying Linux was probably already there before most people realized that shit. In 1963, when they launched the Mercury project, that container was the computer. It was handmade. Each one was a redundancy in the fuel section to launch the first computer. I'm definitely gonna type in with you, Sherry. Shit, you got my email? Let me drop my email in here so that like tap in with me for real. Like I'm trying to learn this knowledge. This type of knowledge is what I add into my courses so that students like understand the history of computers. This is essential for real. Say it in a fun way so they ain't feel like they hearing just a history lesson. That was pretty good though. I like that. Huh. I just got the ... Like nigga, where you at? Shit. You ain't seen your bitch in months. Ran into an Instagram nigga on the streets, now you bitching up. How is you cut if you ain't really down the ride? Walking around the walk with your bitch. It's some goofy slides. I'm a hooper now. Red zone nigga, but sometimes I be on Cooper, huh? I don't lay your hoe. I just hit that bitch from time to time. She be telling me that she love me, but I know she lying. She be seeing me with the record, she can't get a dime. Look, AR pistol with the nuts, shoot 100 times. See my ex bitch walk right past her, made her think I'm blind. Pakistan, and the name is Pakistan. It is on YouTube. It is where my people are from. Where I teach, I also teach in India, ghettos or ghettos. Oh, you be teaching in the hood, like India? Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. I've been doing my research about like international countries. You think you a thug in the United States, you gotta go to another country to try to be a thug where the government don't give a fuck. Like, them niggas is some real thugs. One of my co-workers lived out in South Africa. He was telling me about like all the corruption in the government, how people just took it upon themselves to just start making their own money by robbing motherfuckers and shit. And it's just like, no matter if you're rich, no matter what, like them niggas is getting y'all. And so to hear that you are out in those areas and really trying to teach people how to code and empower people, no, for real though, hats off to you, because I'm trying to do that shit in the United States. And I know like y'all probably got a lot worse out there in India, you know, super packed and shit. Like one of my homeboys from Bangladesh, he had sent me this video the other day, and I'm just like, damn, that's a lot of fucking people right there. Wow. All right, let me look at that. Pakistan truck. Shout out to them doctors. Shout out to them choppers. 250 rounds to the fucking choppers. Every nigga with me got dreads with some rosters. Fast money boys, nigga at the streets about us. Nigga, we merch you deposits. You won't beef you see about it. Pussy. I've been fucking with it all. Had my bitch get a ring on you for raw. Oh, that's me. Let's get it. If they really had a plug, how them niggas fall off? Oh, y'all big. This one, right? Yeah. I'm trying to get like, yo, I'm standing from my actions. Bless me with the package. So y'all fix trucks and stuff. You ever think about going electric vehicles? EV? All I gotta do is point, go splitting, bro. You jump on some dumb shit, you gon' end up on the floor, seven screen crack. No, Obama phone slapping. With this bitch in Grand Rapids. You ain't had a bag, I ain't speaking for you, nigga. If I tell you, then I'm eating with you, nigga. Drop the damn lighter. I've been fucking with it all. Had my bitch get a rental. Just hit play on there, and then you understand. I'm my age, 64. I spent 32 years That's a knuckle dryer. I'm just trying to get back now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna check these out for real. I just want to pull it up for everybody else to see, like Pakistani trucks. I'm really trying to be international, y'all. We everywhere. Like coding isn't just like in the United States thing. This is everywhere, especially in foreign countries. I don't even call them third world. My bad. That's a white word. Or phrase. We're gonna look at this research. One of the things I've been using is this thing called streamlit-elements. These niggas all talk if they really have blood. Yeah, see, I fuck with streamlit-elements.
She wants a lane, a Mary, jeans, 80, a G, 60, a bag, strips in my jeans, fuck a vacation, bitch, you going to Tennessee.
It allows you to add. Allows you to add material UI components to your streamlit shit. Make it like very, very dope. So that's why I got these cards right here. This basically, these cards come from streamlit. Oh, the buttons and everything on the cards. Streamlit-elements. And this is like material UI card. So I went through the documentation. They don't really document it pretty well, in my mind. But if you use this documentation in conjunction with the actual movie website, it'll show you how to do it. I just come up with the components. And really, I'll be like, all right, I need a switcher or a switch or something. Figure out how to use the switch. So I see, let's just say switch. And I'll come over back to the code. And I'll say, I'm assuming that it's movie.switch, right? And then I figure out what API I need to. I figure out what data I need to set on the API from here. This has all the data to set on the API. It's kind of interesting for real, like how they did that shit. Like I went through the code on GitHub. They actually, these streamlit-elements are actually these are strips in my jeans, fuck a vacation, bitch, you going to Tennessee. I tell my wife these are actually React.js elements that they're loading. They're literally loading React.js elements and converting it somehow to Python so that we can write streamlit Python. I'm like, bro, the ingenuity of some of these developers is crazy. They actually have a documentation streamlit to teach you how to do this. But I was actually going to go through and try to do it myself, but I'm like, I'm about to use different libraries that I already built. So I like streamlit-elements because not only do they have this entry point for the movie, but they also have the entry point for HTML. So you could write HTML elements as well. So you come look at my code. I actually got some HTML elements up in my shit. Around you emails. So you create email section, or actually before then, you see I got this HTML and I created a div, and then you can set the CSS properties. And then inside, I created a card. And then, find the shit of the card. So I created a movie card, got a header, got a card media, and got card assets.
little bitch with me is savage. Her and her best friend a classic. Make a brick come back like magic. Mix your shit, that's automatic. Y'all stick, that's automatic. Hope niggas got W2s, I'm texting. Boy, I take it out the water, then I fan it. I swear this shit look tannish. Hit my shit, re-rip it. Bad bitch like Janet. I'm round when they cannons. Might let us up the package if the little bitch don't panic. Man, she said, what's that in your dream? Told that little bitch, you can't sit with me. I don't want no hit for free. Baby, I pay the fee. I told her it's the basic thing. Posted in a motherfucking red zone. Put a whole bag on your head like some headphones. Sipping on those qualities. Purple getting a red gone. Told Brody, give me something I can dance on.
Took a little bitch on 7 Mile and get some egg rolls.
I ain't gotta call nobody, bitch. I'm hands on. Brand new chopper with the drum and the legs on. I can't need a lot of this money, got my head gone. LBJ, at least she got the witness. My shooters, they ain't missing. This shit so terrific. Nigga, read the K, this shit looks suspicious. She look like Lisa Rare, ass look like I swear I feel like Mike Jack with just spilling. I swear I'll be right back with your chicken. They said they like extras, they said it's different. We heard you got it in, so we gotta get you. And the boys take that like they run with Diddy. I swear I'll shoot them bitches to your city. I swear I got cooked down in Mississippi. I'm doing all my shows and I'm signing tickets.
All right, dog. Have a nice day. Sherry, I appreciate your insight.
Boy, that's not your business. Me and you, that's a big difference. Up that light shit, boy, that's not no chicken. Man, she said, what's that in your wood? Got the bop stick under the hood. I just put up in the hood. Wish a pussy nigga would. My bitch look just like Megan Good. And that little bitch smoking good. Nigga, I'm posted with the motherfucking money train. Come and get you and your dog. You're playing money games. My nigga Draco love Bino cause they running things. I was confused. The plug text me said 100 things. Hey, my bitch called me up. I was running game. My baby showed me some shit. Yeah, I had to switch his name to Long Money Dame. About to fuck up the game. Walk inside the club. All blue, I got no chain. I missed the drink with champagne. She like, hey, Chubino, bitch, don't say my name. I put 2 stuffers on the road and I catch the plane. I got a call in the AM, I just caught the drink. I be playing with that raw, I didn't caught a drink. 24-hour ride, I didn't caught the train. I think I heard a strange knock, flushed it down the drain. This baby 40 MMP sing like Dummy Ray.
That's the most likes I ever got on the live stream. I appreciate y'all. Y'all helping me beat the algorithm. I'm born in the 80s, I'm a 90s baby. I'm the East, I'm a nigga, that's the hood that raised me.
1990, baby. I don't rock Fugazi. Bitch, I rock the latest. I re-rock the babies. Pikes by the cases. My lifestyle get dangerous. My niggas fight.
Really what I'm thinking about is like, I'm about to design this.
Nigga, count me in. If it's about some bucks, I'll buy that bitch a bag if she cold enough. I'll buy that whole bag for the 41. They think I'm a foreigner.
Yeah, I actually already got the design. I think about it. Right here. So I need it to look like that. So basically, I'm thinking about the code I gotta write. What I'm gonna have to end up doing is clearing this part Clear that part. I'm gonna switch it clear that part out. I'm gonna just add in this stuff. Title of the video, go across. I have the description going across. I have the thumbnail right there. So we have to put the title and the description kind of like in its own column. And then the thumbnail in its own column. Once we do that, we scroll down. All we need is a title real quick. And then for these gonna be email previews. So this is gonna be like a card with some text on it. And it's also have a button to say view more. Actually, coding that up might not actually be that damn bad.
Let that metal bang, nigga. I don't squash no beef. No, I was taught to handle everything, nigga. I don't play with no beef. No, running this crib and kill everything living. You hear me? If I want a nigga gone, he a dead man. Say my name on his song, he a dead man. Try to hide behind your niggas, that's a man's ass.
You're gonna have an on-click handler for this. On-click is gonna clear out this section of all the data, and then it's gonna insert this new data. I got new visual. I think that's a good way to cut that up real quick.
And they don't shoot cribs, they gon' give you one chance. Like nigga, come outside or we gon' come in, boy. I don't sleep on no beef. Sleeping on niggas. You know I'm on top of everything, nigga. I come on your street.
Yeah, when I code it, it doesn't seem that bad. Ooh, this is
I was taught to handle everything, nigga. I don't play with no beef. No, running this crib and kill everything living. Nigga, this me and this rats, how we gon' go about it? When we whack them shit over, I'ma probably gon' know about it. Load the chopper, crack the window when we rollin' by it. Fuck the drive-by, run it down so we know we got him. Know we choppin', testament, we leave you holy Bible. All this money got me thinking what I owe my rifles. A nigga said we try to squash it, then you know we lying. I told my youngin' grab that rifle, said that boy I'm fighting. Couple niggas used to be with us, we ain't make it to their funeral, they said that we did it. If we make it through this summer, we gon' leave niggas. Like it's all over there, we gon' squeeze niggas. I don't sleep on no beef. No, you know I'm on top of everything, nigga. I come on your street. Yeah, fuck talking, let that metal bang, nigga. I don't squash no beef. No, I was taught to handle everything, nigga. I don't play with no beef. No, running this crib and kill everything living. It's on. I see the fear in your face, nigga. And ain't no turning back, I got my mind made, nigga. I chase niggas, eliminate niggas. Tell them eat that lemon squeeze, ain't for lemonade, nigga. I ain't no hating ass nigga, but I hate niggas. What they gon' do, that doctor ain't got shit to say, niggas. I'm through the city in that range with my thing, nigga. Say my name and get banged, that's on game, nigga. Still putting Dracos on the plane, nigga. Stop the PJ in your city, we ain't playing, nigga. Heard they sneak this and seen what you said, nigga. Lost some memory, you must have had them jams in them. Still ride SRTs with them hands in them. Running with my cousin and with them brands in them. Cousin told me out in traffic, that's your man, nigga. He said he don't fuck with you and he a fan of us. These niggas tweet a lot, these niggas text a lot. What they gon' do when I pull up and make them catch a lot? Blue beam on that chopper, come hey, I throw them Dragon Balls at you like I'm Kakarot. Shuffle through your hole where your crew at. See your whole squad.
All right, y'all. Deciding to shoot that move. Plus, ain't nobody else on here. Good live stream. Got a lot of shit done and a lot of good thinking done too. Good live stream. We out this out. Deuces.